Quigley Down Under, 1990, featuring Tom Selleck and Alan Rickman in a showdown you won't forget. This classic Western transports us to a land where justice is served with a long-range rifle and survival is anything but guaranteed. But what drives a man to travel halfway across the world to confront evil? And when the stakes are life and death, how far will Quigley go to stand up for what's right? This Western film feels familiar, like many others in the genre, but it stands out because it's one of the first new Westerns we've seen in a long time, since Silverado in 1985, unless we include last year's Back to the Future Part 3. For a generation of moviegoers now in their teens, Westerns are something they've likely never experienced on the big screen. Perhaps cowboy movies seem too old-fashioned for today's audience, or maybe the violence in these films follows a code of honor that feels out of step with modern sensibilities. It could also be that young people today just can't picture themselves riding horses and living the cowboy life. Whatever the reason, Westerns have become rare in recent years, making this new one a noteworthy return to a classic genre. Quigley Down Under stars Tom Selleck, an actor who possesses the height, authority, and natural charisma that would have made him a major Western star in the golden age of Hollywood. But what happens when a man like Selleck's character, Matthew Quigley, finds himself in a land as untamed as his own spirit? The job is advertised by a man named Marston, played by Alan Rickman, who requires a long-distance marksman. Quigley's talent is undeniable. He can hit targets so distant that they're barely visible to the camera. Confident in his abilities, Quigley arrives in Australia, ready to put his sharpshooting skills to work. However, things take a dark turn when Quigley learns the true nature of the job. Marston, a ruthless and wealthy landowner, wants to use Quigley's skills to kill indigenous Australians, the Aborigines. Shocked and horrified by this revelation, Quigley immediately rejects the offer. His moral compass won't allow him to take part in such heinous acts. In a powerful act of defiance, Quigley confronts Marston and, in a scene full of tension, throws him through a window, making it clear that he won't be complicit in Marston's atrocities. But here's where it gets even more intense. What would you do when standing up for what's right puts your own life on the line? This act of rebellion sets off a fierce vendetta between the two men, with Marston determined to make Quigley pay for his defiance. The film follows Quigley as he navigates the harsh Australian outback, facing numerous challenges and dangers while staying true to his principles. The story builds towards an inevitable and classic Western-style showdown between Quigley and Marston, culminating in a final confrontation in a corral. Quigley Down Under blends the rugged charm of traditional Westerns with the unique setting of the Australian frontier, offering a fresh take on the genre. Selleck's portrayal of Quigley, a man of unwavering integrity, combined with Rickman's menacing performance as Marston, creates a compelling dynamic that drives the film. The movie's exploration of themes such as morality, justice, and the fight against oppression adds depth to the action-packed narrative. With its stunning landscapes, intense shootouts, and a hero who stands against evil, Quigley Down Under delivers a Western adventure that feels both classic and refreshingly different. One of the first people Quigley encounters in Australia is Crazy Cora, portrayed by Laura San Giacomo. Cora is a fellow American, displaced in the rugged outback and haunted by a tragic past that has pushed her to the brink of madness. Despite her erratic behavior, there's a depth to Cora that gradually draws Quigley in, leading him to slowly fall in love with her. San Giacomo, who shot to fame with her role in Sex, Lies, and Videotape, 1989, truly shines in this film, showcasing her range and proving she's much more than just a rising star. In Quigley Down Under, she demonstrates her staying power as an actress with real substance. Her performance reveals that she's not just another pretty face. She brings a strong presence and authority to the screen that is both captivating and compelling. Her deep musical voice adds to her character's allure, making Cora a complex and intriguing figure. The chemistry between San Giacomo and Tom Selleck's Quigley is undeniable. They create a connection that feels genuine, adding an emotional layer to the story. Their relationship evolves naturally, bringing warmth to the otherwise harsh and unforgiving landscape of the Australian outback. However, It's unfortunate that the screenplay doesn't give this chemistry the attention it deserves. The potential for a richer, more developed romance between Quigley and Cora is present, but the film only touches on it briefly, leaving viewers wanting more. Despite this, the moments they do share on screen are powerful and memorable, adding depth to both their characters. San Giacomo's portrayal of Cora as a woman struggling with her past, yet still capable of love and connection, makes her an essential part of the film's emotional core. Quigley's growing affection for Cora adds a softer, more human side to this tough, sharpshooter persona. In Quigley Down Under, San Giacomo proves she's an actress with staying power, bringing a unique and compelling presence to the film. Her chemistry with Selleck enriches the narrative, even if the screenplay doesn't fully explore it. Together, they add heart to this Western adventure, making their characters' journey as engaging as the action that surrounds them. One common mistake the movie makes is what I call the talking killer problem. This happens when the villain, instead of finishing off the hero when they have the chance, decides to talk and gloat instead. This gives the hero an opportunity to escape or turn the tables. It's a predictable and overused plot device that takes away from the tension and excitement. Overall, the movie feels a bit too formulaic, like it's just going through the motions rather than trying to do something truly memorable. The villain has a clear opportunity to end it all by simply pulling the trigger and finishing the job. But instead, he makes the classic mistake. He talks and talks. Rather than taking decisive action, he indulges in a lengthy monologue and sets up a ridiculous test of manhood that's doomed to fail. This drawn-out moment robs the scene of its suspense because we already know how it's going to end. This kind of talking killer trope often leads to dull, predictable screen time, draining the tension from what should be a climatic moment. One particularly gripping scene involves San Giacomo's character in a desperate struggle to save a baby from a pack of wild dogs. This moment is tense and raw, showcasing both the character's courage and the dangers of the wild Australian outback. It's a scene that stays with you, delivering real emotional impact amidst the film's broader storyline. Another highlight is Alan Rickman's performance as the villain. Rickman brings a polished, almost elegant menace to his role, making his character more than just a typical bad guy. His portrayal suggests a deep, underlying evil, with a sophistication that adds layers to his character. Rickman's ability to convey this kind of subtle, lurking danger makes his performance stand out, elevating the film whenever he's on screen. Despite these compelling elements, the movie stumbles with predictable moments like the talking killer scene. It's frustrating when a film that has so much potential ends up undermining itself with cliches that sap the energy from key scenes. The movie could have been so much more if it had leaned into its strengths, like the rich cultural context provided by the Aboriginal characters, the raw survival moments, and Rickman's nuanced villainy, while avoiding tired tropes that feel like they're straight out of a formulaic script. I found myself genuinely enjoying the visual appeal of a classic Western in Quigley Down Under. There's something undeniably thrilling about the way a gunfight unfolds against a backdrop of rugged, rocky foothills. So we hope you all enjoyed the video a lot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.